is. That's something to kind of ponder as you look at what you plan on doing with yourself and your company. Now, let's talk about what a business is. Many times people think business is magical. You throw up a sign, you tell a few people, and people come to run. And so when they spend their money to invest in their business, it is where the biggest weakness in most business owners are. And that's investing money into what they do, not investing time into what they do. Because if you go into business and you look at it as a moneymaker as opposed to something that you love, then you find yourself making decisions that are wrapped around money and not wrapped around your love. And some people would say, well, Dr. Kelly, why would you worry about what somebody loves? Well, the reason that the love factor is very important when you're an entrepreneur, it means that you will do whatever you do without getting paid, which means that when things are falling through the cracks, you would do the extra piece to make it happen. We talk about Black businesses all over the country. We talk about the $1 trillion in our neighborhood. It's been said in the Jewish community that the money stays in there for months at a time. It's been said in the Hispanic or the Mexican community, it stays for weeks at a time. But in the African American community, it's said that it only stays 6 hours. I submit to you that it really doesn't stay, it sleeps in our neighborhoods. Because 9 times out of 10, when most Black businesses or Black people get home from work on a Friday, when they get their check, they go home, they deal with their families, they sleep for 8 hours, and they wake up Saturday morning and it's off to the races. It's off to the next big thing. It's off to being like the Joneses. And a lot of time, Black businesses are not businesses for the Joneses. They are businesses for people who need them. Because a lot of times that's what a lot of businesses are for. Successful businesses, that is. Now, when you look at the representation of Black businesses in this country, and you look at how much money that Black businesses represent in this country. While you're sitting there, I want you to think about that for a moment. Do you know how much money do all of the Black businesses in this country represent? I want you to think about that for a moment. The answer is $200 billion. Now, when you talk about the $1 trillion that we spend, that equates to the population of the 14 to 15% population of Black people in the United States of America. 1,300,000,000,000. These are the two numbers that you have to think about as a budding Black business owner. Now, let's look at what that actually is worth. If there's $1 trillion that is spent every year by Black people, why doesn't the 1 billion equal the 1 trillion? And the reason that the 1 billion doesn't equal the 1 trillion is because the 1 trillion is being spent. Many of us who are consumers, we're targeted. So if you own $1 trillion as a group of people, then there are going to be targeted ads to pull that money out of your pocket into somebody else's pocket. But let's go back to that $300 billion. If we look at the $300 billion and we look at other companies out here making money, it is very interesting that we have to look at the richest man on the planet, Jeff Bezos. Why are you bringing up Jeff Bezos? Can be a question when you're talking about Black business. Well, if Black people own $1 trillion and all of the businesses equal $200 billion, and one company owned by one man equals $300 billion, it is saying that one company has $100 billion more than all of the black businesses in the country. There is something deeply wrong with that. Think about it for a moment. 1 trillion, 200 billion, 300 billion. Now, I know I'm tossing these numbers around like ping pong balls and acting like, okay, I have that kind of money in my back pocket. But when you sit back and understand that we scuffle, we struggle to do business each and every day, and we don't live in the well of integrity. And I think the integrity question is a question that keeps us as black businesses from moving past the $200 billion that we make. When you think about it as a consumer, and you wake up in your community and you say, well, I can't find any black businesses, what does that say about you and your integrity? Does that say that you actually look for that money or for black businesses? Or do you say, I don't see them, they don't exist, so I don't have to support them? This is something critical and key that we as a group of people need to begin to look at. Because I don't see them means they don't exist. We have to understand, like other cultures understand, that a black business represents a family. I want to say that again. A black business represents an entire family, whether that person is married or single. There are people in that particular person's ring that they deal with every day. And it's incumbent upon the person who's earning the money to continue to earn the money, because it affects the people that is in that ring. So when you are targeted by other companies to come and buy products and services, and you buy those products and services, then you are building their family's wealth. There's no reason that the Walton family is the Walmart family is one of the top families in this country. Look at all the Walmarts all over the country. Time and time again, we can name business after business after business. And when we talk about those businesses, they can talk about the families that represent those businesses of billions of dollars. But in the black community, because of the issue of integrity, and I'm going to call it what it is, we sometimes find more black businesses wanting or working as hook up businesses. They are hook up-preneurs. Hook up-preneurs. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is they're always looking for a hookup, always looking for something cheap, always starting out with, well, you know, I don't have a lot of money, but I do want to eat steak. I don't have a lot of money, but I do still want to drive a Cadillac. Some people say a hamburger pocket, but steak mindset. And I would say to you, your mindset equals your money get. Let's say it again. Your mindset equals your money get. So if you're a hookup entrepreneur, always looking for a hookup and not paying people for what they're worth, then you actually get out of it what you pay. I want you to think about that for a moment. Even when you're getting a hookup, even when you're devaluing the services of another person in the name of the hookup, you still get the value of the hookup that you're asking for. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean this. If you come into a business owner and you say, look, I don't have enough money, but I want you to do my roof. I don't have enough money to pay for the kind of materials, but let's use a cheaper material. to do my roof. I don't have the money to pay a full staff, so let's get a few people to work on the roof. Okay. Now, the other business owner agrees to this, okay? But he has to sit back and say, these are the variables in the decision that I'm making to do this job. One, he doesn't have enough money, so I can't hire my top guy to come and work on that project. Okay, one subtraction. No longer do you have the top guy. Okay, number two, the resources that we're going to use are not going to be the top of the line resources. Okay, another strike, which means maybe a year from now, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, the roof is going to be leaking. Remember, you're the guy that's paying for all of this because you have said that you want the hookup. And you express the hookup to the person that's going to do the job. Okay. Then last but not least, here is the piece that really tears the project up. Not only do you not have the money, not only do you not want to pay for the staff, not only do you not want to pay for the materials, the person that you're getting the service from is looking at how does he plan his company time.
Put your hands together for your MC tonight.
And of course, my phone is going to ring as we do this, and I would take it, but I'm here live. So here again is the question. If the person you're getting the hookup from is looking at the numbers that you have asked for, he is not going to plan to finish your project as fast as the guy who walks in the door and says, what is the cost? When can you get it done? And what is the turnaround time? What are the materials? When can you get it done? What is the turnaround time? This guy doesn't worry about the numbers of people that's working on the job. He wants the job done rapidly because there is a leak in his house. Now, do you find yourself sometimes going through this process? Do you find yourself sometimes asking for the hookup and thinking that I got the hookup, and by getting the hookup, I got over or I got something better? Well, I want you to begin to think about this as a business person. When you're talking to a consultant, and that consultant has spent, let's say, 10, 15 years of creating their business, and that consultant spent 4 years in college, and that consultant has spent all his life loving and wanting to be this great company that he's built. And that consultant charges $285. And that's what that consultant charges because of not only the level of excellence that he has, but the work that he's going to do and the value of the work that he's going to do. And then you walk through the door and act as if because you walk through the door and because you're asking a question, then you should be able to devalue what that guy's rate is. How many times as a business owner do you deal with that? How many times do you deal with somebody devaluing your value? Well, today, I want to answer to you why you are being devalued. Remember, this conversation is about business, integrity, and invention. Business, integrity, and invention. So we're talking about at this point integrity. Integrity is when you don't respect the price or the service of someone that you want to do business with. I want to say that again. Integrity is when you don't respect or honor the price somebody has on their products or their service. Now, does that mean that the product or service is not good or bad? No, it doesn't. Does that mean that the product or service is served by black, white, green, purple, or orange? It doesn't. What it means is that you don't have respect for the business owner who has spent his time putting in place a business for profit. You're looking at how much of his profit can you squeeze out. So in lies the black business problem. I hear a lot of times people say, well, you know, I charge such and such and such, and nobody wants to pay it. Well, what I say to that is, it's not people don't want to pay it, it's people don't value what you're selling. How many of you out there, women, buy shoes? Get your hair fixed, get your nails done. When is it expensive for you to get those shoes that you want? That hairdo that you want, when is it expensive? Those nails that you want, when is it expensive? It's not. Because these are your wants. Not your needs, your wants. Men. When is that suit expensive? When is that tie expensive? When are those shoes expensive? They're not. When you want them. Now, what about when you need them? Are they expensive? Yeah. When you need them, are they expensive? No, they're not expensive when you need them. If I was to tell you today that I'm going to give you $1 million contract, but I need you to go to the store and get a silver handled shovel to do the job. I don't want a silver handled shovel, but in terms of me getting that $1 million, I need it. So what is my choices? My choice is to make a decision to my advantage. Everybody does something to their advantage. If you think that people are out here helping you because they like to help you, sometimes that's good, but a lot of times that's not where it is. Sometimes people are helping you for their advantage, and that's where the whole integrity question locks it down. Tear it to the pieces, and you're able to see people for what they are in terms of, is it a want, is it a need, or another word, or is it an advantage? Need, want, and advantage. These are things that you have to look at as you do business today. So now, integrity. Today, I want you to think about the next time that you're talking to a business owner and he gives you a price. I want you to say, great price, and pay them. The reason I'm saying that is, if you pay people for what they're worth, they'll do a great job. If you pay them and they don't do a great job, your integrity is not burnt. It's not torn apart. So while sometimes you don't get great work, it's not about great work. It's about integrity. Now, invention. I opened today and say that this conversation, today's subject was going to be business, integrity, and invention. The reason I wanted to talk about invention is there are many people out there thinking about their next $1 million. There are many people out there thinking about their next $100. And then there are a million people out there thinking about their next $1, their next quarter, their next dime, and their next penny. How do you attack your next nickel, dime, penny, quarter, thousand, million, billion, whatever? That is through invention. So I want you to look at your company today. And if you look at your company and your company does the same thing that somebody else does, and you're not number one in your marketplace, ask yourself two questions. One, who's number one? And I'm going to tell you why you want to know about number one. And two, what are you doing in the marketplace that you're in that's an invention that nobody else is doing, that is a need and a want and an advantage? See, when I start talking about the hookup entrepreneur, you could believe that I'm talking about somebody wanting to get over. But when I talk about those same three words, I am talking about how to be successful. The reason you look for the number one person in your marketplace is because that person has made all of the mistakes. So if you follow them, get their annual report, read their report, you'll notice what kind of board of directors that you need. You'll notice what kind of programs that you need. You'll read what kind of things that you need to do to be successful. But you also will be able to read what is not there. And what's not there in their annual report, or what's not there in their products and services, is an invention that you can create that will earn you a profit. That is what business integrity is all about. And of course, you're watching the Black Business Network and you're watching the Black Business Olympics. I'm your host, Eric Kelly III, and our first 30 minutes was dedicated to business thought, business genius, business thought, business genius. Some people say you're giving out nuggets. Yes, indeed, you're passing out nuggets. No, what we're doing today is we're just having a conversation. Some people call it a fireside chat. Some people call it business as usual. But in order for Black businesses to get to where they want to be great businesses, we have to begin to look at these three issues. And they are, we have to look at business as a business, not a hookup. We have to look at our integrity as the person that's supporting that business being greater than the integrity of the person you're buying it from. And we have to look at business in terms of what is it in my marketplace that is a need, want, and an advantage that the number one guy in my marketplace doesn't have. Build that and you'll be successful. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back on the other side. And remember, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
You are watching The View from Hampton U, exploring Hampton University's rich history, the past, present, and promising future.
Welcome to Hampton University and The View from Hampton U. Today we're going to examine a movement that is said to be taking the nation by storm. The Genius is Common movement has emboldened young people throughout the nation, and that has also happened here at Hampton University. Let's take a look at what some of our students have to say about being a genius.
Hi, my name is Gavin Harden, and my genius is to be able to give off positive vibes and spread a smile. Genius is common.
My name is Brianna Lomax, and my genius is artistic expression through writing and showing compassion to everyone I meet. Genius is common.
My name is Atia Strange, and my genius is the power of expression. Art is universal. I sing, I draw, I film, I photograph. Genius is common.
My name is Maya Harris, and my genius consists of all the gifts that God has given to me. I am a giver, I am passionate about bringing ideas to life, and I have mastered the concept of finding the good in everything. Genius is common.
My name is Diamond Sidmore. My genius is acknowledging the beauty in my own mistakes while challenging others to do the same in order to cultivate and grow. Genius is common.
My name is Almajid Edwards. A lot of people think genius is about being talented or being smart. It's not true. Genius is about influence. Whether it's an equation, whether you're reading or writing, research, harmonies, what have you, genius is about the opportunity, the moment of impact where you can influence another person and uplift them. My genius is poetry. Genius is common.
Hampton University has a long-standing history of supporting geniuses and the movements that they create. For example, General Chapman Armstrong established this great institution in 1868. And did you know that Booker T. Washington was also an alum of Hampton University? I could go on and on about the geniuses who've come through these doors and have exited to go out into the world to make a great difference. That's what's important to us. That's what's important about the Genius is Common movement. What is your genius? You should take the time to think about that today. So thank you for watching The View from Hampton U. And remember, genius is truly common.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black.
Genius is common. Hello everybody, my name is Lil Asmar. I'm 13 years old. I'm a kid prodigy, bass guitar player. I've been in 7 different magazines. I've been on Ellen DeGeneres, Steve Harvey, Little Big Shot show twice, Harry Connick Jr. show twice, Wonderama, played with so many celebrities, been on the road with Uncle Bootsy Collins, played with Nate Watts and Stevie Wonder's band, been on so many big TV shows, and this is what I can do. Genius is common.
And of course, genius is common. When you begin to think about our young people, we have to begin to understand that they're working on a platform that is much more powerful than we were ever able to work on. As I continue to say, you know, if I had one of these smartphones right here, when I was 15, 12, 10, 9 even, I would be a millionaire. Some people say, well, Eric, how can you say that? Well, I can say that because there's so many millionaires being made by utilizing this phone and the internet that I am sure I would figure it out. And with no further ado, I'd like to bring on my first guest, a young lady who's been doing some great things in the community, a lady who's been the global strategist for the Black Business Expo. Now, what does that word global mean? Global means all around the world. She's had people on the platform from Singapore, from London, England, from Australia, all over the world, as the Black Business Network has been stretching all across the world. I'd like to bring up a young lady. The name of her company is GAMS Unlimited, and of course, Leveless. As she often says, there is no level. My guest today is Maxine Phillip McCoy. Hello, Maxine. How you doing?
I am doing well. I am doing well. Thank you for this opportunity.
Well, I was sitting here and I was talking about 3 areas. And before I talk about those 3 areas, and you're a business owner, so I want to talk to you about those things to get your feel, to get your idea, get your thoughts about it. But before we go there, Maxine, tell the audience, what does GAMS Unlimited do, and what is Leveless?
Well, GAMS Unlimited is a company that helps you to identify what you are naturally gifted at doing. And what does that look like? That means that we're all born with abilities, but not all of us have identified what those abilities are. And if we have identified them, how we absolutely put ourselves on the path where we can use them. So it becomes a ministry. It becomes our passion. It becomes our purpose. That's a part of GAMS Unlimited. So we transform generations and we help you to leave your legacy. And we start that even with our youth. It goes into the adults, and we also work with organizations. Now, Levelless, where the unlimited is in GAMS, that means what? It's infinite. It goes on and on and on. So unlimited transforms into Levelless because we remove all levels. And when you remove all levels from your mindset, the sky is not the limit. You continue to achieve success on your own terms because you define what success is for you. And you no longer let anyone else define it for you. So you are always continuously succeeding. The other thing we do with Levelless is we help you to understand your worth. And Dr. Kelly, you always say, if you don't value yourself and find it valuable, then who's going to value it? I know you have your certain phrase that you use, but I'm sort of like transposing that phrase. But the other thing we do is we help you to advocate. You must understand how to advocate for yourself. You have these abilities and you have these achievements, but if you're not able to articulate it or communicate it, who's going to know?
Now, let's talk a little bit about what is your ideal client?
My ideal client are those who are ready to move forward, to understand what you bring to the table. What are your natural God-given abilities or innate abilities, and how do you use them? So the ideal client many times are stuck and they don't know how to move forward. So we help you to not only identify them, but we also help you to map that into a strategy so that you can start implementing and executing your action plan.
Well, when you look at your clients today, and you could say which client you earn the most with, is that a client where you're building strategies, or is that a client that you're building their company up?
I would have to say both, Dr. Kelly. is because you have individuals that, we have individuals that we work with, and those individuals many times transition and become a company owner or an entrepreneur. So you start out maybe not knowing what direction you want to go, but once you get that clarity, and there is an assessment that we do that's called the Highlands Ability Assessment, and that's where the clarity happens. That's where the aha moments happens. That's where you start understanding, here's a blind side that I did not even know that this was one of my strengths, and it becomes something that you're passionate about. And so that's what happens when we work with those individuals. And before long, they're now saying, wait a minute, this is something I can now offer other individuals or offer my community or offer the world. And then they start mapping it into an actual business. So we offer, you are the brand and the brand is you. So we help you with that startup so that you can become the entrepreneur that you can become. So that's why I said it's a little bit of both. I've had 10 individuals to go into business since we started working together. I've had 5 individuals to write their own books. So you never know. I always say the sky is not the limit, so don't limit yourself. Allow yourself and your mind to be open so that you can hear from the universe.
Well, I heard one time a rapper say, and I like what he said. He said, "Sky is not the limit; it's just the view." And I thought that was just so powerful. And sometimes we don't give our young people credit. I give everybody the credit. So
right.
Let's talk a little bit about some of your upcoming projects. You are truly an amazing woman. You have been doing some amazing things. And I understand that you're going to be doing something great on this network come Monday of next week. Talk a little bit about what that's going to be so that the people who hear you talking about Levelist, who hear you talking about GAMS Unlimited, who hear you talking about creating and building companies, can tune in.
So can I get a drum roll? Can I get a drum roll?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
All right. So starting Monday, July the 5th, I am going to be debuting Life Strategies with Maxine Pearl. Now I have to add that Pearl in there. And everybody say, why? Because they ask, why you have to put your middle name in there? I said, listen, that's my given name. All right. The grits, they say, think about a pearl down deep in the water. It's going through all of those changes in order to become the luscious pearl or the luscious gem. And that's what life has been for me. You go through these trials and these tribulations, but you come out shining like a jewel. And so that's why I have to add the Maxine Pearl. But the Monday when we start doing life strategies with Maxine Pearl, is about bringing on guests to talk about their life strategies. So many of us think we have to go alone in this world. We do not have to do it all alone because we have individuals who've gone through those paths that we have yet to go down, and they can share some strategies that they have done, they've used, has helped them. And that's what this, platform is going to be able for me to give to the world. And also, I get a chance to shine and tell you about all the great experiences that my life have gone through, all the transformations that I've gone through. I am a coal miner's daughter, and I'm from a family of 12. I'm the 8th child, and that means new beginnings.
Well, we want to, first of all, congratulate you. What time is that show going to come on?
It's going to be at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So put that on your calendar. Get all your friends together. You don't want to miss a great show.
Well, you've been doing shows for quite some time, but, one of the things that I must say is that your resilience and your consistency is the things that legends are made of. And you're building a community of people who are not only watching you, but allowing you to serve. And I say a lot of times, we have to come from a point of view of serving first to get not only respect, but to build our integrity. Now, let's go back to the earlier comments, and I'm pretty sure you have some insight. I talked about business. Maxine, what is a business in your estimation?
A business is where you are able to provide a service, maybe a product that you have put together, or perhaps maybe someone has designed for you and you're willing to offer it. You can offer it for sale. You can offer it as a complimentary. It depends on how you want to position it. But a business is where you start growing. And I love the fact that you said service. I'm a servant leader. And what does that look like? That means that, hey, how can I help you? How can I help you move forward? Because the more you give, the more you will receive. So a business allow you to have products, service, be able to help others, nonprofit, for profit. So there's different ways that you can look at that business.
Now, is a business a hookup? Is a business a challenge, or is a business a journey? Which one of those would you call a business, and why?
Now, Dr. Kelly, I'm going to say it depends, because all three can be applicable. Some people might call it a hookup because every time you turn around, they want to find out what kind of discount can you give or what can they do. Now, there is such a thing as bartering, that you exchange services. That's not necessarily a hookup. It's just that you're helping each other out. And then, you said hookup, and then what was the other one you said? There were two more.
Well, cum laude, you're not going to pass the test doing that, but
I know.
I'm going to let you slide. For those out there who don't know, I call her cum laude because of the top of the excellence that she puts on. The first one was hookup.
Hookup, right?
The second was a challenge, and the third one or a journey.
All right. Yes, business definitely is a challenge, because the challenge is, how do you keep it balanced in your day-to-day life? Because I always say, if you don't control your time, then someone else will control it for you. And that can be a challenge. And as a servant leader, you always want to help others. And in helping others, people can take advantage of that. They can look at that as a weakness and not as a strength. And so that's a challenge. The other challenge is, how do you keep capital coming in? You have to keep something in the pipeline in order to keep it flowing. The other challenge is, again, your finances. You have to keep a financial balance. They always say you need 6 streams of income. And what will all those 6 streams of income look like? But one of the things about that challenge is that if you understand who you are from your core, and you understand that the strengths and the abilities that you were given when you were given the breath of life, that can then become that pillar in which you continue to move forward. And all of those 6 streams of income can be even within those strengths that you bring to the universe and bring to the world and bring to what you're doing. Now, when it comes to journey, life is a journey. And the reason why I say that is because I always say, there's one thing that I say as career and life. Career is a lifetime, but life is a project. And a project has a beginning date and an end date. And whenever you usually see those 2 dates side by side, there's usually a dash that separates them. And that journey, that dash is your journey. That dash is your legacy. That dash is what you've done while you were here on this earth. That dash is how you've helped others. That dash is how you overcome those challenges. That dash is what is your integrity and what people say about you when you're no longer in the room. That dash is who's sponsoring you and who's bringing you to the table with them. That dash is those who reached back and they grabbed you and they brought you up along. But then what did you do with it? What did you do with it? Did you stop? Or did you pause? Or did you go back and grab other people and bring them along with you? So that dash is so critical. That is your journey. Yes, they always say, journey, is it a sprint? Is it a marathon? I always say it's your destiny. You have to keep moving. You cannot allow it to stop. And you cannot stop helping others. And that's what journey means to me.
Well, I wanted to ask you another question, but you answered the questions so good. I want to move to our next subject: integrity.
Yeah.
I guess the question And the reason that I put integrity on the table, because many times people circumvent integrity. Many times people turn their side to integrity. While they're doing great business, they still have one foot in non-integrity activities. And so I wanted to talk about this whole integrity thing, because a lot of times when you're thinking that you're doing something with integrity, when you sit back and look at it, it's really not something that you're doing in integrity, because it doesn't meet the level of who you are in excellence. And I think let's talk a little bit about that. What is integrity in relationships, in business, and in projects?
Wow. I mean, when you talk about integrity, I think of your values.
Mm-hmm.
You must identify the values that you will adhere to. That is your level of excellence. And one of the things that when I'm working with clients, I always help clients to understand when you're going to seek employment with an organization, you need to look at their mission, their vision, and their values. When you look at those three areas, that will help you to then determine, does it fit with your mission, your vision, and your values for yourself? They must be complementary of each other. And if they are not, then you're compromising. And are you compromising for money? And if you are, money is a short-term satisfier. You will not stay there long if their values and your values are not complementary of each other. So that's one thing when it comes to integrity. And when it's the same thing with the relationship. Your values and the person's value that you have in a relationship with, whether it's in business or whether it's personal, they still must be complementary of each other. Because if they are not, you're unequally yoked, as you know, as we hear many times, and it's going to cause friction in the relationship. And it will surface over and over and over again. You can try to sweep it under the rug if you want to, but it's going to resurface because you're unequally yoked and your mindset is not in the same way, and you're not thinking the same way when it comes to values. The other thing you talked about, business. Oh, integrity in business. You know, you cannot overlook when things are being done incorrectly, and you know that they're been done illegally and they're not following the law. You cannot overlook that. You cannot take things under the table and don't think it's going to surface, because it will surface. As they say, what goes on in the dark will come to the light. So that definitely happens many times, and you might as well be upfront about it. Integrity is your character. It is who you are from your core. And if you don't have a great heart, it will definitely, again, it will show. You know, as they say, your light is shining, or people can see that friendliness in your approach. But if you have that bad heart, you can hide as long as you want to, but eventually it's going to show itself. We also hear that if a person tell you who they are, you must believe them.
Say that again. Say that again.
Yes, if a person tell you who they are, you need to believe them, because that's exactly who they are.
Well,
you know, so don't overlook that.
I want to kind of pause here, and let's get your website and how people can get in contact with you, and what you're looking for in terms of the kind of business owners that you work with.
All right, my website is www.levellessco.com. That's levellessco.com. And the type of clients that I'm looking for would be those who, number one, who want to move forward in their career. And the career could be working for an organization or it could be working for yourself. So we help you to create those strategies and bring clarity so that you can move beyond where you are, because COVID has caused many of us to be stuck. When it comes to organizations, those organizations who are ready to have high-performing employees that move into a high-performing team, and then you have a high-performing organization. Because when we come into your organization, it's all about high performance and it's about team development so that individuals can understand the role in which they play on that team so they can do the job and meet the goals and exceed the expectations so that you have high performing employees. And when that happens, you can't help but to have a high performing team and a high performing organization. So it has to start with the employee first.
Well, it's time to get out of here. Of course, as I continue to say that, business is not magical. Business is work. Business is also love. And business is integrity creation. When you create integrity in your business can go far. When you don't, sooner or later, maybe later,
that's right,
it will show up somewhere. And so before you get out of here, I ask all my guests this one question. If you were to go back to your 20-year-old self, what advice would you give your 20-year-old self that would change where you are today?
The advice that I would give my 20-year-old self that would change today would be to seek those who are already doing what it is that you see yourself doing, and to ensure that you have written that vision down. You should and write that personal vision and keep a journal of all the things that have been coming to you, because trust me, the universe is giving you instructions on how to reach your destiny if we would just pay attention. And of course, yes, my 20-year-old self, if I had just paid attention to some of those things that the universe had given me, I would have started this business by 20 or 25, opposed to when I started when I'm at, shall I tell, 55.
We want to thank you so very much for being on the show. And I often talk about what I would have told myself at my 20-year self. And one of the things that I think people need to remember, that all leadership is not good leadership. And sometimes you need to look past leadership. Sometimes somebody can come to you, and because they're older than you are, or because they've been in the business for longer than you have, they can give you some good nuggets, but they also can put some poison in the cookies. And so with that being said, I want to say to all of you, as I get out of here, just understand that all leadership is not great leadership. So you got Eric Kelly III from the South Side saying, without love, there's no happiness. And as I continue to say, what you're looking for is looking for you. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Same Kelly time at the same Kelly station. The Black Business News, the Black Business Network, and of course, the Black Business Olympics. We got to keep it going because we want you to understand that the very core of what we do is for you to do better in what you do each and every day. You got Eric Kelly saying bye-bye until the next time. And as I say, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.